Hi, Bob. This is Sunny. I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about what I'm doing for the cognitive domain, which is Chapter 3, Analyzing and Utilizing Information. These are the activities that I've got. I want to show searching for search engines, so I created a document to have people interactively work on that and figure out some of the differences between a search engine and a directory. The big example is Google and Alta Vista and Lycos. They're search engines, and they have programs that are robot crawlers that go out on the web and look for um, similarities based on a complex set of algorithms. Uh, Yahoo, on the other hand, is a directory because it actually has people that set up those connections. So they're developed by people, not by robots. And that's the key difference. Second thing is I want to have folks do some searches and recognize the difference between ads on Google and then have them try that and see what comes up as an ad versus a useful information, and then determining the reliability of that site. Next, I'm going to talk about Boolean operators, and I'll go a little bit further, and we'll have an activity where I want people to evaluate common search engines. I've got 3, 6, 9, 10, I think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 common search engines. Some that may not be so common. And some questions when they search for things and compare the difference between searching for elements with search engines. And then that's going to be a nice lead-in into the demonstration of Alan November's map, meta web information, author, and purpose. And so I'll talk about the URL, dissect a URL that shows the domain, in this case martinlutherking.org is the domain, and the hosting, which is a .org, so that means it's typically a nonprofit domain, so that's the common extension, so it could be any organization. But I want to show that this website, martinlutherking.org, is actually not about Martin Luther King. It's a website that is owned by a white supremacist group that's trying to discredit the work of Dr. Martin Luther King, and I'm going to show how you can find who the author is using a simple tool called easywhois.com. And then from that, we can see what is the purpose of the website. Uh, for the case of Dr. Martin Luther King, while it may on the face appear to be a site focused on the work of Dr. Martin Luther King, it's actually a white supremacist website, and their goal is to advocate for white supremacy, not what you think. And so that's an important literacy to develop with the kids. Then we're going to look at identifying common logical errors. I've got a collaborative activity, a jigsaw activity, using the template that you have on exercises for errors of faulty logic. Then I think it'd be cool to search websites for common logical errors. Let me change that. And particularly comments on news stories. And then that'll take us to generated conclusions. So we have a worksheet on probabilistic scale worksheet that you've shared. I'm going to put that on Edmodo. And the deductive conclusions, I want folks to interact with the collaborative or the additional information about deductive conclusions. And then presenting and supporting claims. You've got a claim. I put together developing the concept of a claim worksheet for primary kids. And I also want to show citing social bookmarking using Diigo. Then that will take us to the second category, addressing complex problems. So let me pause for a moment. Okay, so on addressing complex problems, I'm going to talk about the dangers of multitasking. I want to do a poll everywhere survey on what people think about multitasking, whether they believe it's true or that students can multitask or not, just to get a sense of the group. Then I'm going to show a little video on John Medina dispelling the myth of multitasking. And then I have the first activity, which is collaboratively processing enhancing focus document. Then we're going to get into divergent and convergent thinking, tapping into our natural creative abilities, and I'm going to ask a question to have people come up with a list of as many different uses they can think of for a paperclip. I did that on Edmodo, but then I'll do a poll everywhere activity asking folks to share an example of divergent thinking on a topic. I'll post the topic and I want them to think divergently, and then we'll take the elements that people share and combine them into convergent thinking. Then we'll do the problem solving protocol. And that should take us to the end of the chapter. And then I'll go for the next day on identifying or creating patterns of mental models, and then uh, um, do the cognitive domain on day 2. So just wanted to give you a little briefer on this, and I hope this is helpful. Cheers.